Hello and welcome to Pod Meets World. I'm Paul.
I'm Dave.
And I'm Justin.
Alrighty, so first off, why don't we go around and kind of talk about our experience, our memories of the show. So Dave, why don't you start?
Well, in my case, it wasn't exactly religious, but usually whenever there was TV on, Boy Meets World was on, and I usually watched it. In my case, it wasn't until the later seasons that I remember seeing it, but yeah, it was a case that watched particular shows like that. I sadly can't remember much aside from the basis of the characters of who was on the show. Any of the particular storylines or other things that happened are a complete and utter blank.
Okay. Yeah. In my case, I think it was like a part of TGIF back in the day.
It was.
So yeah, around that time, watching Sabrina the Teenage Witch and Boy Meets World, kind of watching those like back to back, whenever that happened. And yeah, I specifically remember the later seasons because I remember the characters being like older in high school and whatnot.
Okay.
I also remember like another specific name, Topanga,
Yes.
which I know wasn't in any of the episodes we watched currently.
Yes, we will get to Topanga.
It's just a bizarre
eventually.
name.
Tapioca? That joke will never get made. Okay, maybe a few times. Anyway, so I didn't really watch the show growing up. Not that much. Because, I don't know, I just didn't. I did watch it in syndication, though, when it was on the Family Channel here in Canada, which would have been probably, right around when it ended-ish.
Probably.
So that, and I've watched through the show a couple of times since then, because I quite enjoy it. Alright, so why don't we just move on to talking about the pilot episode. So this episode originally aired September 24th, 1993, attracting 16.5 million viewers.
I honestly didn't know it was that old, back to 93.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's no wonder why I would remember the later seasons more
Yeah.
vividly, because it's like, huh.
With
Alright.
starting it and sort of seeing how it started from the beginning, it's like, I know this, but this is such a blast from the past that... Wow.
Like, I don't remember the characters being this young.
Yeah. So, 16.5 million viewers for the pilot episode, which was 5th overall on the night, and tied for 68th on the week. For 48th on the week.
Alright.
So, yeah, it did all right, but
It wasn't a smash hit immediately,
with 16.5 million viewers, it wasn't a smash hit. If your show got 16.5 million viewers today, you would kill somebody as a sacrifice to whatever god you worship.
Okay. What else, topped it, basically?
Oh, I have that information actually right here.
Amazing.
So on the night, the highest show for Friday night, which is when it aired, was 2020 on ABC with 26 million viewers.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, also beating it, let's go through what beat Boy Meets World. Family Matters, which came on at 8 and preceded it. What else beat it? Step by Step on ABC, which came on after it at 9 o'clock, 16.9 million. And Hangin' with Mr. Cooper was 17.6 million.
Not the Twin Peaks Cooper.
No, unfortunately.
Okay.
I
won.
Now I won that spin-off. All right. So, number one at the box office that week was a movie you've probably never heard of called Striking Distance. Yep, that giant shrug from everyone.
Okay.
It was some generic-looking action movie.
Yeah.
Alright.
And the number one in the Billboard 100 for singles was Dream Lover by Mariah Carey. Which, it sure was a song.
Yeah.
You don't remember it.
I don't remember it.
I'm telling you, you don't remember it because it is very unmemorable.
Yeah. Okay. Fair point.
I made the mistake of listening to it today. So it's like, I should know what I'm talking about. That was a mistake. Don't prepare for shit. Anyway, let's get on to the episode. We open in the cafeteria where we are introduced to Corey Matthews and his teacher, Mr. Feeney.
Who's probably the best teacher in the world.
He might be the best teacher on television.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think of a better one. Nope, can't do it off the top of my head. Corey is questioned about eating candy for breakfast, and Mr. Feeney gets called out for his orange drink hidden in his coffee cup. Corey and his friends notice Mr. Feeney sitting and talking with a new female teacher shortly after the bell rings, and they head to class, after discussing how long they got to stay up. Which is a pretty fun little scene. There's an interactive discussion about Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet in Mr. Feeney's class, complete with 2 students portraying Romeo and Juliet. And they don't try to kill each other at all.
Yeah.
You better make sure that knife kills me the first time.
It's so good. Mr. Feeney. But Corey isn't paying attention. He's listening to a ball game in class on his personal radio. Corey is quickly caught by Mr. Feeney, who tries to lecture him about the meaning behind the play, The Power of Love. Corey doesn't care, and after a few quips, he ends up with a detention. Huh? You took my hearing aid! I love how he tries to cover it. Like, this'll work. I've never had a hearing aid before. No, that'll work. Meanwhile, Corey's older brother, Eric, is excited about scoring a date with the hottest girl in the 10th grade. It just so happens that she's free on the same day he and Corey had tickets to see an important Phillies game. Corey is upset and argues that the game is their special thing, and they made plans before Eric made his date. He tells his parents, hoping to get them on his side, but they aren't sympathetic after learning Corey has detention the same day as the game. It seems Corey's teacher is also his neighbor.
The double whammy.
I want to move.
So he moves to his treehouse.
I love that. He's like, this shouldn't be legal. Feeling that his brother and parents don't care about his feelings, Corey declares himself an orphan and moves into his treehouse. That's where he sees into Mr. Feeney's window and spots his teacher talking to someone on the phone before sitting to eat alone at a dinner table set for 2. Corey goes into his room for some clean underwear, but is found by his mother, who reveals that Eric ditching Corey for a girl is not unlike Corey ditching his father for his friends. People grow up and get new interests, but it doesn't mean they're bad for it. With this new information in mind, Corey is ready for detention. Okay, some wheedling from Corey before he tells Mr. Feeney that he saw him eating dinner alone and uses it as proof that the power of love leads to nothing but pain. Mr. Feeney goes into a speech about love and its many interpretations by poets, playwrights, and philosophers. He ends his speech by using Corey's family as proof that the power of love is worth it. He also informs Corey that all of these poets, playwrights, and philosophers were older than 11. Which, fair.
Yeah, you don't
Very
really
fair.
go through Romeo and Juliet when you're, in middle school.
At least we didn't. It might be different in the States.
I have no idea.
But here, we didn't do it till like grade 9 or 10.
Yeah,
Like
getting
10.
into the start of high school.
He dismisses Corey, who decides to move out of his treehouse and apologize to his father for ditching him for his friends. When Eric comes back from the game miserable and his nerves ruined his date with Heather, Corey convinces him to call her back because I'm told love is worth it. In the end, Corey has tea with his little sister Morgan and insists that he'll never be too old for her or ditch her for a girl. The credits tag show Mr. Feeney asking the new teacher out to dinner and reveals he made the 2 salads for him and his sister the other night, who cancelled at the last minute. Alrighty, so what did you all think of the pilot of Boy Meets World?
It had pretty much the same sort of feel that I remember from watching episodes in the past. Even from seeing everything from the beginning, just how it sort of was. Just the energy from Feeney doing his speech and trying to teach Corey specific things. Corey just... My goodness, he was one heck of a kid when he started.
He's an 11-year-old brat. That's what
And
he
it's
is in this
great. It's so good.
It's just amazing.
Yeah, I really enjoy the show. And the pilot, I think it does a good job of kind of introducing all the main characters.
It introduces
For the
like a
most
few
part.
characters here and there. I mean, it can't like do every single thing all at once, but it does introduce the major players here.
I mean, we don't get a whole lot from Sean, really.
Not much.
Yeah, not much. No.
He's kind of barely in the episode.
Yeah.
And obviously he'll be a bigger part of the show later on.
Yeah, no.
And as we said, Topanga isn't in the first couple episodes.
Right.
So I'm sure she won't be important at all.
No.
No, probably not.
Pretty sure she's important.
No. It also does a good job of setting up kind of Mr. Feeney's role. Where he's Corey's teacher, but he's also kind of like his mentor. And that's a role that obviously will get continued on. As unrealistic as it is. That he somehow always has Mr. Feeney as his teacher.
Yeah,
Sitcom
like,
logic.
you never have the same teacher from, like, 6th grade all the way through 12th grade.
And then into college.
Yeah, no. This is unrealistic.
Sitcom logic.
Completely unrealistic. They just didn't want to get a new teacher.
Well, and also because
plays Feeney.
Yeah, because Feeney's such a good character. And because, like, once you get to, like, season 7 and they're going to college, you've already established this character for 6 seasons and how important he is. It's kind of hard to just go like, well, forget about him, here's a new guy.
I know, right? I mean, I get the sitcom logic, but it's unrealistic either way.
Well, of course it is, but, I mean, it is what it is. There's a lot of... Okay, you want to talk about unrealistic. Single income family affording that house is unrealistic.
Yeah.
That's a big fucking house.
Yeah, really.
But yet they're somehow complaining about money.
And many mouths to feed.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway. So overall, what did you guys think of the first episode?
It's a good introduction.
Yeah, definitely a good introduction to things. Happily surprised. Nice to see how Boy Meets World got its start.
Alright. So next week we'll be discussing the episode On the Fence. Corey gets to get a job. And it'll
When
be
he's
good.
11.
Well, he's gonna paint some shutters for Mr. Feeney.
No,
I'm
so that's a bit more understandable.
I'm sure this isn't a metaphor to any book at all. Nope, not a single one. Nope.
I'm hinting sarcasm.
There might be just a little... There's also a great joke at the end of this episode, but we'll talk about it when we do that episode. So until then, I'm Paul.
I'm Dave.
I'm Justin.